Good morning, guys. How we doing? Welcome back to the Free Hammers. Yeah, do you know what? I'm gonna do it early because obviously we play a little bit later. Paul's out looking for wedding suits, so he can't do a podcast this weekend. But we'll be doing one probably midweek next week, and then obviously we build up to the game. So I thought I can't leave it this weekend. I can't not do something because there's so much news that come out last night. I'm absolutely gutted that Paul's not here to discuss it, but that means that you guys with your comments can move us on a bit today. Loads of news, absolutely loads of news last night. Edson Alvarez, Scamacca, coaches coming in, etc. So after this, guys, we're going to talk about it. If there's anything you want me to cover, get it in the chat. Straight after this. Guys, absolute loads of news last night. I'm just going to quickly jump in the comments quickly to welcome you all. Good morning. Welcome, Ray. Dan says, can anyone recommend suntan lotion for this afternoon? I don't think you're going to need any, mate. It's absolutely bucketing down already. Paul part-time, yeah, he's a bit gutted that he couldn't make it. He did say he could have made one about 2:30, 3 o'clock, but then I can't make one at 2:30, 3 o'clock this afternoon. So, yeah, his opinions will be later in the week. Hi, Luke, hope you're well. I am. A week to go to my holiday. And morning all, Alvarez, finally something positive. And I think that's... should we start there or should we? Yeah, let's start there. Oh, no, actually, let's just discuss what I've missed sort of since the last time we spoke. Obviously, there was loads of stuff with Steeden and Moyes. You know, is one of them going to walk? The odds for David Moyes to get sacked went down to 10 to 11 on yesterday, I think. I never fully believed it. You know, there was a bit of tension there, yes, and it still could happen. But I think, you know, it's an easy article to write, that stuff. You know, by all accounts, people that attended the meal or the celebration, whatever it was, gala thing, said they, you know, got on quite well and seemed in quite good spirits, both of them. You know, there was all the rumours that the Ward-Prowse deal was blocked by Steeden and then Fofana was blocked by Moyes and this Borges was blocked by Moyes as well, and this one's blocking this one, that one's blocking that one. I don't know what to believe. There's probably some truth in it, but listen, we'll never know. But finally, let's hope, you know, out of the negativity yesterday, obviously what Harrogate Hammer says here, morning all, Alvarez. So Edson Alvarez, the Mexican international who plays sort of CDM and centre mid, I do believe he can play centre back as well. From Ajax, the rumour is from Fabrizio Romano, couldn't give me words out there too early, said that, you know, we've agreed terms with the player and it's just about agreeing a fee now. And then I can't remember who it was. I think it was, if you guys know the guy, Nico Sharari, I think that's how you pronounce his name, another big agent on Twitter, said that he believes the fee's around 35 million euros. Good price for me. Good price. He looks a good player. Some people are questioning his passing ability. I know some people were flagging that up. So we will have a little look at him today and just see what you guys think. The website I use for all my previews and reviews is whoscored.com. But if you type in a player as well on that website, it gives you a lot of their statistics and stuff. So what I'll do is I will share this screen with you so we can sort of have a little look at him, right, and see what people have been saying. Now, this website, like I say, is a very, very good website. Here we go. Right, so Edson Alvarez. Right, let's get this up for you guys so you guys can see what I'm seeing. So here he is. Right, Edson Alvarez. His shirt numbers come. Oh, bloody adverts drive me nuts. Right, yeah. So Edson Alvarez, right, can play defensive centre and defensive midfielder. He's 25. Will be 26 in October. Nationality Mexico. His average rating in the Eredivisie, that's the Dutch league, is 7.34. For Mexico, he averages around the 7.3 mark. Europa League last year, or whenever they played in it, he was averaging 6, and his averages over, the total time he's played is usually about 7.28. So, that's decent ratings, really. So when he plays in that centre-back role, he averages around 7.29 a game. When he's in the midfield centre, 6.9 and 7.51 when he's in the midfield centre. His strengths, he's very good at aerial duels. Very strong, apparently, according to all the stats. This is stats, and then they assess what they do good. Apparently, he's good at passing, but I've heard a lot of people saying his passing is terrible and nearly as bad as Socek, but I don't know. We don't know. Blocking the ball is a very big thing for him. Tackling and ball interceptions. Weaknesses, no significant weaknesses. Edson Alvarez style of play, likes to do a lot of short passes and likes the tackle. So that's a bit on him. So for those of you who don't know much about him, like me, I like him. The Fofana one apparently has gone a bit quiet. Apparently Moyes don't want him. Again, we believe what we see when we see it. But if it was a midfield of Alvarez, Paqueta, and Fofana starting in a couple of weeks' time, if it's not the Bournemouth game, say against Chelsea or Brighton, I'd be a lot more confident than Socek, Downs, and Paqueta. So hopefully this Alvarez still can get done so that he can be put in against Bournemouth on Saturday, or we at least see him off the bench would be what we're looking for me. What we got here? Rayberg says West Ham United, never a dull moment. Yeah, but hopefully, fingers crossed, we can finally have a bit of positivity, because I'm so, I'm done with coming on doing negativity. I know, we can only talk about what's going on, and people have criticised me and Paul and other channels for being negative, but at the moment, that's all there is to talk about, negative. So the fact that we have got a bit of positivity, hopefully, is a good thing. Another one that's linked is a guy called Ibrahima Sangari. I think that's how you pronounce it, or Sangara. PSV, I believe he plays for. Again, another big guy, destroyer in midfield. So if it wasn't for Fofana and it was, say, again, Edson Alvarez and Sangera, I would also be very, very happy with both of them. For you guys that don't know much about Sangeri, let's say his name. Where is he? Yeah, Ibrahima Sangeri. Let me share this page with you guys, and then I will go in the comments. I will go in the comments, guys. Just bear with me. I'm just showing you some of the players we're linked with, and giving you sort of an idea of what people are saying about him. So yeah, this is another guy whose name keeps coming up. Ibrahima, defensive midfielder, plays for PSV, 25 years old, will be 26 at the end of the year. Again, averages around that sort of 7.2 mark when he plays. So maybe he's looking at Alvarez as a CM actually, and then this Sangera or Fofana to play the CDM role, as they seem more of a specialist at this role. Strengths of tackling, very, very strong apparently. Through balls, aerial duels, passing, dribbling, ball interception, and blocking the ball. He does have a weakness, concentration. Ibrahima Sangar's style of play is he commits fouls often. There we go. So that's another one we're linked with, guys. Right, back in the comments. Moyes gone or not? I think he is here to stay. I think he's here to stay unless it goes a bit bad at the beginning of the season. And let's be fair, we all want Moyes to go, but not at the expense of West Ham's results or West Ham's league. We want to, we want to stay in the league. We want to be competitive. And I wish nothing more than David Moyes to be successful, because that means West Ham is successful. But it's very hard to see until we get some players in. Boog. I think they're thinking. Sorry, I think they're trying to make Moyes walk without sacking him. Potentially. With the blocking the moves, the low ball offers for Ward-Prowse and Maguire, McTominay. There was that 90 million rumour for Maguire and McTominay. Can't see that being true. But like I say, we won't know. We will not know, I don't think, until September 1st, which is, just under a month away now. Until we see who comes in and whether Moyes plays them and how we start, we don't know. At the end of the day, someone made a really good point the other day about coaching staff. The fact that they all sort of left and no one's come in, does that, add more fuel to the speculation that they thought David Moyes would go, or they had intentions of getting rid of him and bringing in maybe a Potter or a Xabi Alonso. Xabi Alonso, just so you know, guys, has signed, I believe he signed a new contract yesterday or the day before, which takes him up to 2028, I believe the contract was. So I don't think he'll be coming anytime soon, which even though I thought he would. I think if West Ham get rid of him anytime soon, and this is no in the know, I'm not an in the know, this is purely opinion based, I think it will be Graham Potter that walks through that door, because he's worked with a director of football before. The fact that Tim Steedon has come in as a director of football, I think it adds more fuel to that fire. Morning, Luke. Morning, early doors, mate. Hope you're well. Thanks for always contributing to the channel, mate. It's always a pleasure to see you in it. Why does all this news come out late? And I know I did that quick video because I was a little bit, had a few sherbets, because I was playing for my pool team on a Friday night, so I can never really do anything on Friday night. And then what I usually do is catch up with the videos like Claret and Booze and West Ham Fan TV's Friday Night Pint. I usually watch it on a Saturday morning when I wake up. And then I was scrolling through Twitter, and Paul would text me and said, like, oh, Fabrizio Romano's just put out, that we're close to a deal with Edson Alvarez. So yeah, it always comes out late, doesn't it? I know we've got another thing to talk about as well. It's just come back in the head there, so we'll talk about that in a minute. I know what you want me to talk about as well. 43 years a hammer, and this is the biggest mess I've ever seen. Yeah, but it can be easily rectified by players coming in, mate. It is a mess, and I've said that myself, as recently as like Wednesday, whenever I did that show. But a couple of players come in, all of a sudden we start relaxing a little bit. We need it. Morning chat, how we all feeling? It's a poo show. It certainly is at the minute, mate. If you was a footballer, would you want to join us? If I was a neutral, not West Ham, Claret and Blue glasses, like dream to play for my boyhood team. No. Let's imagine that you're a professional footballer, and this is not West Ham. So it was, I don't know, Fulham or sort of a club around our level, sort of like Brighton, Brentford level. No, why would you? You don't know whether the manager's going to be there at the end of the season. So, yeah, it's a dodgy one to turn up to. 50 people watching live at 9 o'clock in the morning. Well done, guys. I bet you're all in bed or a little bit hungover. Very early for me. But I thought, you know what, let's do something fun. Let's make a breakfast show. No one does a breakfast show apart from Emma's chat on a match day. So I thought, why not do a breakfast show today? Early Doors says, you would turn around and walk away in a heartbeat. I agree. For 80k, yes, I would. How Moyes prefers McTominay over Fofana is beyond me. Yeah, from the way, if it is true that he went to that Arsenal game the other day and watched him play, he was fantastic. He really, really was fantastic. He reminded me of, good mix of like Diarmi and Kiate together. Real big geezer, big, strong player in that midfield, very physical, very athletic. Yeah, I don't see it. I'm not against McTominay, though. I'm not against it. I know a lot of people turn their nose up, but I'm not against it. He would be a decent player for us. He would. The money's, the price ain't great, but one of my biggest ones, and it's not the Dawson deal. For me, I think you have to look at when Moisey was at Everton, and, he was picking up Darren Gibson's from Man United. He was picking up Phil Neville. Phil Neville was fantastic for them. He was, he was a bit part of Man United, and when he was at Man United, people would look at him and go, he's not that great. He went on to be Everton's captain and was a real top player for them. Whatever you think, like he was, and he's spoken very highly of by the Everton fans. And that's the sort of thing I can see sometimes with deals like that. What is the ambition of our club? Are we looking long term or get players in who will give an average of two or three if lucky? I don't know, mate. I don't know what the ambition is, and until then, the little dwarf leaves, we ain't got none. Did you see the under-21s last night with Dan Chester's scorer the first, with Sean Moore getting the second with his first goal for the club? Good news. I didn't, mate. I'll have a little look at that after the show finishes. But yeah, I'm always, really keen to see the youth players do well. It's fantastic to see them doing well. Here we go. Right, let's move on to it now. So thoughts on Scamacca leaving. Again, Fabrizio Romano and Nikolai Sharia, however you pronounce his name, both on Twitter. Literally, you had the Alvarez stuff break and then Scamacca stuff break. Rumoured it was Inter at one point for 25 million, and now it's rumoured that it's going to be Atalanta, I think you pronounce it, who have just lost Hoyland to Manchester United for 77 million, so they have got money. Again, I think they've gone up a little bit higher. I think it might be about 27, 28. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe they've put some achievable add-ons in there, like really achievable add-ons that will take it up to 30. There were rumours that there may be sell-on clause in there as well, because he's still quite young. You expect, if he does well, has good Euros and that he may get a move to he's always wanted to go to Roma, so he might get a bigger move again at some point in his career. I'm gutted. I'll be honest with you, I'm gutted. I think there is a fantastic footballer in there, a fantastic striker in there that just, as every West Ham fan channel says, and every West Ham fan says, he just doesn't suit Moyes ball. Same as Hollah. Hollah is a fantastic player, went on and has had a great career since he's left West Ham. And no doubt that Scamacca will score goals and, could easily be a 15, 20 goal season striker. And I think I'm quite surprised that maybe even someone like Manchester United didn't look at him, because I think he would have been good at a team, with pacey wingers around him like the Antonys, the Rashfords. I think he would do a good job there. I think he would, I wouldn't want him to go there, but I think he would be really good at somewhere like Tottenham, where they play with the high wingers of Son and Kulusevski, things like that. West Ham don't play that way, and it's just unfortunate. It's a decent price, It's not great. We've still had our pants pulled down a little bit with the price, but we've got most of the money back. I'm a bit worried about being left with Ings and Antonio. I like Mabama, but obviously, you can't rely on the young boy the whole season. I wouldn't want that pressure on him the whole season either. He needs to be, put in and, being able to, grow into his game. If it was up to me, I think, there's two sort of targets out there that you could probably get for about 50 million, 45, 50 million, and that's Jonathan David from Lille, and the other one is Florine Balogun, who I think X said it, and a couple of big in the nose are saying that we could go in for it. I think they're the obvious ones, pacey, young, and a bit. Both of them are quite a bit of a statement signing. Again, I don't think we'd be able to get him now, but again, he can't play till January. If we really wanted to go proper statement signing, you'd go and get Ivan Toney, but I don't think he'd come to us. I'm trying to think who else striker-wise I wouldn't mind. Yeah, I can't think top of my head. It's one of the hardest positions to buy, isn't it? But we will have to go and buy one. That's a fact. We will have to go and buy one. It's from experience that Moisey wants. 65 people watching. Thanks, guys, for getting up early and joining me. We are the only club in the Football League who would bring in a world-class technical director with immense knowledge and ignore him. Yeah, like I say, it's back to that conspiracy of, do you think they thought Moisey was going, and they had a manager sort of more or less lined up, and then he ended up staying. Frustrating if James Ward-Prowse is definitely off there. Yeah, again, another one. I do like him. I'd like to see a mix, like I say, of Steven signings and Moyes signings. Ward-Prowse under Moyes ball is boring and as horrible, and as much as I hate that, if James Ward-Prowse is the man delivering the balls into the box, we will score a hell of a lot of goals. And it's just the fact that he scores free kicks as well. James Ward-Prowse will have to put pressure on Southampton. We have offered a fair price, in my opinion. I think with the Ward-Prowse one, I think this one is one of them ones that could happen later. It could still happen. I don't think this is totally off the table. I think it might go quiet for a little while, and then maybe the last week of the transfer window, you see us going again. But again, I don't know whether apparently he's keen on the move, but I don't think he's bothered if he leaves Southampton. I think it's one of them. Again, it depends whether he feels that he will be able to play for England in the Euros. That's a big thing with a lot of transfers this year as well. Players are thinking, am I going to play? Is this a good opportunity to show how good I am as a player, to get in my international team, basically? And that's what someone like Scamacca's thinking of. I keep saying it. It amazes me why Steven joined us. He must have known or heard what Moyes is like. He must have, mate. He must have. Duncan says, morning, Luke. James Ward-Prowse had a blinding game yesterday. Assisted a goal. Would be a good addition for us. Yeah, I agree, mate. I don't know why people turn their nose up at him. I don't. Southampton want top money for him. Agree with you on the price is fair, but they know we haven't bought anyone, so we'll hold out guarantee. Yeah, so I suppose, mate, if Edson Alvarez comes in, then the Ward-Prowse deal doesn't seem as panicky or stressed. Because, okay, they've got one midfielder. Oh, maybe they will walk away. Maybe they might go and buy this Ibrahim Sagari. Or, Fofana apparently he's off at the minute, but maybe we will go in for him. Or maybe McTominay. So, Southampton, the thing is, Southampton got two players that are worth big money. They've got him and Lavia that could probably raise about 90 to 100 million, both of them. So, they're in no rush and they know they're going to get some good money. Scamacca gone. 26 million to Atlanta. What is that? Is that officially announced now, mate, or is it just still a little bit thingy? No signings, no coaches, no captain, no one working together. The circus well and truly back in town. Yeah, and the fact that Cresswell didn't turn up to the awards thing, after being quite a crucial role in the reason we went out of the Europa League the year before, and then having such relief that we won the Conference League. Yeah, I can't see him playing for West Ham ever again, which is a shame that it ends that way for him. Again, I've never sort of fully attached to him. I thought he was an okay, decent player when he first came, and he had some couple of decent seasons. But yeah, I've never fully, sort of fell in love with him as you do, like an Arnie or a Lanzini or Payet or whatever. So I didn't particularly want to see him play anymore for West Ham. Because I don't think he's good enough, and I think he's a weak link in West Ham's team. So, yeah, a clown team. Thanks for all the comments, guys. Like I say, keep them coming. This is your show. You control where I go with this show because Paul's not here. What we got here? Good morning, Luke, and everyone. Hope you're all okay. The problem is if, and it's a big if, anyone sides for us now, Moyes will say they can't play it as they haven't played with the team for long enough. Yeah, and that's the problem, mate. And early doors agrees with you. Are we really going for Maguire to keep Moyes happy so we can bring in Steven's Tigers? I don't know, mate. The Maguire one's a funny one, isn't it? Like, it goes quiet and then it sort of goes like, at the end of the day, Maguire does have to leave Manchester United. And again, I'm not against the deal. I'm not against it if we get a few exciting ones with it as well. A few, I would have loved like Alex Scott, or I would love that Borges guy or whatever. Or I would have loved Harvey Barnes as an exciting signing, but I'm not against the deal. But yeah. It has to be the right money. Good day from Melbourne, Australia. West Ham must hope all the fans tucked up in bed when they post news out. Morning, early doors. Thank you. Don't shoot the messenger, but in the know on these up other brands said it's either Sangari or Alvarez bidding for both, and then choosing who we want. Okay. Interesting. So it won't be both from in the note that you've read. It wasn't long ago that Moyes was saying he wants young, hungry players, but he has been buying and looking at older players. Yeah, he goes about the Red Bull model and he's, completely goes against type. Everyone hoping to hear Moyes is gone. That's why we're up so early. I can't see it, mate. I really, really can't see it, mate. There's no way they're going to sack him before this Bayer Leverkusen game. He's on 20, James, great channel, doing brilliant stuff at the minute as well. I hope he's still in the chat as I'm sort of reading his comment out. His live shows have been fantastic. The views have been brilliant. He's finally getting the subscribers and the views he deserves. yeah, please get over there, guys. You know, I think he nearly goes live every day, and always fantastic stuff. Sweet FA, yes, mate. Not against McTominay. It's just if he has to bring Maguire with him. Yeah. Alex Chapman says East Village Hammer in ITK reckons Alvarez possibly won't join. We're after Sageri. He's the priority, not Alvarez. There we go. Morning, James. Hope you're well. It's a travesty that we're letting Scamacca leave. All on Moyes. It's a joke. Yeah, I think a decent manager will get that guy playing, mate. Good morning, Luke. Howdy, Hammers. How come I'm hearing Sagera's name mentioned so much today? Like I say, mate, there's loads of stuff about him in the nose, and his name keeps popping up. Good player, like I say, very good player. Him or Alvarez, you know, if it has to be either or, I'm happy. I'm happy with that. It's a bigger mess than years ago. We all have the internet now with lots of fake news and scaremongering. Yeah, that's it. It's hard to know what to believe, mate. It really is. If Cresswell refuses to train, then we should refuse to pay his wages. Yeah. Jonathan David. Yep, I would love that. I would absolutely love Jonathan David. Where are we? Sorry, guys. Sorry. I've skipped ahead a little bit. Sorry. I want to make sure I give everyone a chance. What we got here? I think our next manager could be Julian Nagelsmann. Good shout. Don't forget to smash that like button. Definitely don't forget to do that. I reckon Cresswell thing is something to do with him not getting a testimony. Maybe, but there's also rumours that he's built a house, you know, sort of near his Liverpool end, and West Ham probably were only offering him a 1-year deal. Wolves are willing to offer him a 3-year deal. You know, if someone offers you a 3-year deal on 60, 70 grand a week, whatever he's on, you know, that's secured your family again for another 3 years. So there's probably a bit of that in it as well. 2 midfielders and a striker would do the team nicely. Yeah, did you see obviously that transfer market thing, which everyone sort of went a little bit wild on, like, oh God, I can't believe we're so unprofessional in doing that. By all accounts, this is what modern teams do now. Brighton, City, you know, they put on there. It's not as big a scandal as what it actually was. And in that was it a left back, a centre mid, an attacking mid, and a centre back, I think it was. Was it 7 players? I can't remember the exact positions now, but that gives you an idea that we're looking, you know, at certain things. It's just about getting the deals through now. We will need to buy a left back if Cresswell goes. We definitely will need to buy a striker if Scamacca goes. We need 2 midfielders to cover what Declan Rice was doing. And I would argue potentially you might need a left winger as well if he doesn't fully trust Bowen. And I would love to see, not Bowen, Benrahma. Would love to see some pace. I have breaking news come up on my blower from the football app. I have got, okay, Danny, chuck it in, mate. Let's get a balance. Let's get a balance. Premier experience, young talent, best of both worlds. Surely that's the way forward. I agree with you, mate. But Andy says, my eldest daughter is getting married today, Luke. Sorry, not West Ham related. That's fine, mate. You know, congratulations to your daughter. I hope you have a lovely day, mate. Not too many tears, you know, walking your daughter down the aisle and that. And I hope you've prepared a nice little speech for her as well. I had breaking news come up on my blower on the football app. I've got Scamacca has gone to Atlanta. Shame he can't take Moyes with him. I agree. And you watch him, he's going to have a great season there, mate. He really, really is going to have a great season. Did Moyes and Tim have a physical thing? I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. Many people, like I say, that was at that dinner thing the other day have said that they were quite good together. And at one point, Stephen showed Moyes a text. I've heard all this sort of stuff. Who knows? No one will ever know, mate. No one will ever know. Where we at? Keep your comments coming in, guys. They're sort of drying up a little bit now. Vikings weren't able to take Scotland, were they? What we got here? Should we go for Giannotto? A big yes for me. Yeah, I like him. You know, another one I like, left winger, sort of attack minded, is Jack Harrison. You know, we missed out on Harvey Barnes, and you know, Jack Harrison's name was coming up a little bit early doors. He obviously scored a great hat trick against us, didn't he? I think that was last season or the season before last. I won't be against him. Quite like him. He seems direct, you know, sort of very similar to Bowen style player. Yeah, I don't mind him. I don't mind him at all. I wanted Borges as he is a Mane clone. Obviously, yep, Borges now confirmed with Ajax. It's a shame. It's a shame. But yeah, we move on. We never see him play for us, so we can't miss him. Love Marnie's directly. Yeah, Marnie was a proper nasty geezer as well. Proper nasty. I like that. We missed out on so many. Look, we've missed out on a lot, mate. Hell of a lot. McTominay would be a great signing. I'm certain it won't happen though. We won't see, guys. Like I say, still a big chunk. I'm trying to be positive here for a change rather than negative. Yeah, there's still a big chunk of the window left. Should Benrahma play number 10? I'd prefer Fornals to play number 10, if I'm honest with you, mate. I personally believe he's the best passer in our team. That, you know, you might not agree with that, but I think Pablo Fornals is the best passer in our team. He's wasted on the wing. He's not fast enough. Yeah, I would prefer to see Pablo Fornals play at number 10. Any truth that Alvarez deal is close? Well, when a couple of people have said that it's not close, and then, I don't know, when Fabrizio Romano tweets, it's usually, there's quite a bit of meat in that, you know. So we'll wait and see. Wait and see. I hope it's true. Hope it's true. Would you take Origi? I don't know. I think I answered this a couple of weeks ago, actually. If Scamacca would have stayed, and it was Scamacca, Ings, Mubama, and Antonio was leaving, yes. But with Scamacca going, Antonio, Ings, Origi, and Mubama, no, I wouldn't fancy that at all, mate. I wouldn't be too keen on it. I think we've got to go and buy a statement striker now, like quite a decent level one. What's the other Leeds guy's name that's been mentioned? I can't think of it. Not Jack Harrison, no. Was it Jack Harrison? Moyes would never switch to the Red Bull model. He prefers his outdated Iron Brew model. Fornals and Paqueta would be amazing. Yeah, and you can see with when Fornals and Paqueta have played together, you can see they trust each other. You know, you can see they're on their level. You can see he reads the flicks and stuff like that. You know, that's what it's about. You know, it's that trust. Like Paqueta looking over at Thomas Soucek going, I'm passing the ball, but I probably ain't going to get it back. And then I'm probably going to have to run back and try and get the ball back. And, that, you know, the good players trust each other with the ball, and that's not there at the minute. Not an Origi fan. What we got here? Morning, ladies and gents. Zakaria going to Monaco. Would that make Fofana a more likely target? Should go all out for Jonathan David as a main striker. I agree, mate. Yeah, I've got to say about that one, Zakaria. Obviously, his name has been heavily linked the whole window. Yeah, maybe the fact that he's going there means that they are selling Fofana. Is it to us? Who knows? I know that a couple of other clubs are looking at him. But yeah, that maybe means that maybe West Ham have gone, look, Zakaria's there. Why don't you go for him? We'll stop with that one and we're going for him. These are all, you know, me thinking that West Ham actually think things through, which is the most optimistic thing you can think about West Ham, because we certainly don't. And yeah, the Jonathan David one, I would absolutely love it, mate. Big up, take Chris Woods. Oh God, no thanks. What we got here? Morning, G-Man. The only way I would take Origi is for cover for Bowen. He can play on the right as he did for Liverpool back there. Yeah. That's a good way of looking at it. Are we still going in for Taylor, Harewood, Bellesi? I can never pronounce that name. That's gone a bit quiet as well. Again, another one would be a great one, as you know, if you're looking for prospect signing. You know, England's under 21 centre back, winning centre back as well. Very good on the ball. Fantastic season with Burnley last year. Yeah, I would love a signing like that. But again, don't look like we've got that ambition yet. And like I say, we just need to get rid of the bloody chairman. I'll tell you. Obviously, the other news this week, Vanessa Gold has, you know, been given a role on the board now. That must mean that the shares have sort of come out of probate, maybe. I'm just putting two and two together here. And, the shares have been officially inherited, which means she could be officially appointed, which means hopefully, things can start moving a bit quicker. We just need to take over so badly. Morning from Power Play. Anything else, guys? Like I say, I won't go on for much longer. Obviously, we do play Bayer Leverkusen today. Is it Xabi Alonso's audition? Like I say, he did sign a new contract the other day, so that's not so great. But it'd be interesting to see how they properly play. For anyone who's not seen Bayer Leverkusen play, you could, you get an idea of if Alonso was to come in, or the sort of thing that Steeden has built, in terms of how what his philosophy of football is. So the way that Leverkusen played today, it'd be interesting to see. Moisey needs to learn French like Derek Trotter. Nathan Teller looks decent for the Saints last night. Would provide good cover for Bowen on the right. Yeah, good player. Quickeny as well. Wouldn't mind it, mate. I'd start packing your cases for your holiday, Luke. If I was you, Luke, don't know about Vanessa Gold. Oh, they're all packed, mate. I'm ready to go on Monday the 14th. Can't wait. Can we do top four? No way, mate. Is that top four players, or can West Ham get the top four Champions League spot? Not a chance, mate. Not a chance. What do you think the team will be today? That's a good question. I think this is the closest you're going to see to what starts against Bournemouth, barring any signings coming in this week. Will it be Areola in goal? Will it be Fabianski? That's one. Whoever's in goal will probably be the starting goal for Bournemouth. Will it be Kura? Will it be Soufal right back? I would like to see Kura play there. Excuse me. Gerd and Zuma obviously pick themselves. Left back has to be Emerson because we've got no one else. And then it probably will be Downs, Paqueta and Souček, which is horrible. And then Benrahma, Ings and Bowen probably. That's what I think will play. I don't want that to particularly play, but that's all we've got to play for at the minute. Play with at the minute. Kevin Pfeffer says we don't want to bring in players that come in thinking that we're doing them a favour. Example, yeah. And to be fair to you, mate, I did say that myself. As much as I said I'm not against the signing, I did say I don't want any player that thinks they're doing us a favour by coming in. Come in and go, I'm too good for West Ham, and self-entitlement. I'm an England international. I'm former Man United captain. I get exactly what you're saying there, mate. I do. I totally agree with you. Morning, Luke. Thanks for keeping us up to date with the latest news. Rely on good people like yourself. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Let's hope the subscribers can go up. We need to start hitting them numbers. I want to be one of them sort of bigger channels, slightly bigger channels, hitting that sort of 10k mark. But it's a long way to go. We're only 4k subscribers, sadly. Agreed with Kevin Pfeiffer. Will Moyes revert back to two up top he went back to his style of play against Rennes, and we see what happened there. Yeah. So we'll see, mate. We'll see. I don't know. Alvarez and McTominay and Maguire would be class, in my opinion. I'm not against Alvarez, McTominay, Paqueta midfield as well. I think that's, it's better than Souček in there. I just don't like Souček anymore. I don't like the guy. It would be a travesty if Areola is not number one, and I reckon be off another one. Again, France number one place is up for grabs, and he will know that. Would be funny to find out the wages Sullivan has offered Maguire. Yeah, apparently he's on about 200 grand a week, so he will need, some big money if he comes. There are a good few weak spots in our starting 11. Yeah, right back if you're not a big fan of Kura or Soufal. CDM, I like Downs, but he needs a plan next to him. There is a lot of weak spots in there at the minute, mate. Very light. Andy thinks Fabianski, Soufal, Zuma are good. Emerson in defence. Souček, Fornals in the 2. Bowen, Pac-Man, Benrahma in a 3, and then Ings up top this afternoon. We'll know in a couple of hours, mate. 72 in the chat. Cracking. Now hit the like button and help Luke out. Yeah, and if you're not subscribed, guys, hit the subscribe. And just while I'm here, I don't like doing this sort of stuff, hit the subscribe button. But it's like, guys, if you have got mates that are West Ham fans, tell them about me as well. You know, get me out there as well. Get us a few more subscribers. Would be nice. It just keeps you motivated as well when you see that subscriber count goes up. Areola is pants, according to Trojan. How much would Zaha cost us? Would you stick him up? Obviously, he's signed for Galatasaray now. Zaha obviously would have been just the wages, and you probably put him on 150 grand a week. I would have took him, yeah, and I think he's a fantastic player. David Moyes wouldn't have took him, but I 100% would have took him. I think he's a fantastic player. Luke, keep doing what you're doing. I'm sure your channel will grow. Got some good people watching your channel. I reckon we are going to cook this season. We've got big signings incoming. I hope you're right, mate. I really, really do. And usually, mate, when I'm negative about the season, we do quite well. When I'm positive, we do bad. So, I'm hoping a bit of psychology in my head there and thinking, oh, when I've thought negative before, we do well. So I'm thinking the same again. Zaha's gone together. That's right. Yes, he has, mate. Yeah, but I would have took him. I only just started, Luke. So any pointers how to grow would be nice. Content, mate. That's the only way I can say it, mate. Whenever I'm really consistent on my content, and I can be a bit slack purely because of timings in the week. I haven't got time to do a video every day. But when I do have weeks where I put a video out every day or every sort of other day, my views go up, my subscribers go up. Because at the end of the day, you have to make yourself visible. The more you're out there, the more people will see you. And, if I go like last video I made, I think it was Wednesday, so sort of good 3-4 days I haven't made a video. So you're not being seen on YouTube. So you have to keep making videos. But I'm not one of these videos that can just make a video and pluck like just a little story and extend it for 10 minutes. There has to be some real news out there, and that's why today there is loads of news, so it's worth doing a live video. But I do like doing these short little videos as well. But these sort of little chats that we do now is for you subscribers. This is your show, basically. This is where you get to talk to me, and I get to talk to you and find out about you. What we get me? Naif should try and get his mate El Nesri in. Yeah, should try and get his mate Amrabat in as well, mate. Should have got Pope for 10 million. Yeah, great goalie. Love your channel, Luke. Thanks, mate. Great content, Luke. I will put a word out for sure. I wanted Pope as well. Yeah, one of the best goalkeepers in the box, Pope. Had fantastic clean sheet record last year as well, if I believe. We can get Henderson, but don't rate him as high. Yeah, he's okay. He's okay. Reverse psychology. And Man United probably want about 60 million for him. Same, don't rate him as much as Pope is class. So yeah, you ain't getting Pope out of Newcastle. Not a chance. What's your thought on Cresswell? He's been a great servant, and a shame if he leaves like this. Yeah, you missed my opinion on that, mate, but I will go for it because I respect that you've made a comment. Yeah, like I say, I've never fully sort of fell in love with him as a player. He's had, towards the end, he's been a little bit wobbly and a bit of a liability in our team. He did have that fantastic season where he had the great crosses and the great goals. He was brilliant when he first come. Never quite been the same after the ankle injury. Yeah, and it's just a shame if he is doing what he's doing, after 9 years service. That he leaves like that. He after winning a trophy, if he wanted to go, he should have just said, I want to go. But yeah, that is what it is, mate. Crossover content with other channels. Yeah, I do try to. I know that Claret and Booze want to get me on there, and it would be an absolute privilege to go on that show because it's my favourite channel. I'm hoping that can happen. Areola is garbage. Setting bad examples for the youngsters. Yeah, that's true as well. Always watch content, mate. Yeah, with the Cresswell as well. Really good mates with Mark Noble by all accounts as well. So the fact that that's happening is a bit of a weird one as well. You'd think Mark would go, come on, mate, what are you doing it? Scamacca needed dig. DePaul would be class at the team. Yeah, I think he's a little bit too good for us, mate. Agreed with you, Troge. Power play, thanks. Take that advice on board. Maguire, 125 grand a week bonuses if he can control the ball. I'll tell you what he will be good at though. If we did get Ward-Prowse in and Maguire, I keep saying it, But if you've got Ward Price who can hit a 50p, you know, from 70, 80 yards away, he can bloody hit that massive slab head in the box and score goals. So it would always be quite a good one for scoring a header every week as a bet. Just remember we're European champions, though. Yeah, that's a good way to think of things, mate. Are we getting better at selling players? I think we're being a bit more stubborn. I think we're a little bit more stubborn. Still not perfect. We don't panic as much now. This window, we're not panicked. You know, I thought, you know, with the Rice deal, we'd panic as soon as 75 million comes in, but he didn't panic there. Doesn't seem to be panicking with Scamacca. And obviously the Antonio one, he hasn't panicked with that. So yeah, maybe we're sort of assessing it a bit better. Yes, Charlie, we are European champions. Keep the comments coming in, guys. I'm going to go for a little bit longer. Really love these sort of shows. Love talking to you guys. Maguire coming to us could be a good thing. Good move for him. Could relish with us, and we'll see. As much as he's an arrogant geezer as well, sometimes it's a good thing as well. And he will come with a point to prove. He knows his England place is up for grabs, and he needs to play. He cannot be sitting on Man United's bench all season, and that is what it will be if he does not get a move. Noble probably backed Chris after the way he got behind the idea of the Rice move. Yeah, possibly. I think Emerson is a great upgrade on Chris where he looks going forward. Yep, and he was our best player in the final, mate. I like Emerson. I really, really like him. Really, really like him. Just kidding. Maguire low block will be class. Yeah, and that as well. You got to think at Manchester United, obviously they played a high line. At West Ham, going to play a low block and sit in. You know, very unlikely he's going to get beaten behind. We get lots of practice at selling under Moyes. Noble was like blah 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 blah. Rice deserves a big club. Yeah, true, mate. I just found the channel this morning. It's good to see different perspective. Keep doing what you're doing. Thanks, Shaky, mate. I really appreciate it. I hope you hit the subscribe button and tell your mates about us as well. The problem is all Prem players have Rice tax included. Well, especially English players. Great contact, Luke. Proper Noom geezer. Keep it going. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, was originally from Canning Town. Lived there till I was 31. Live in Benfleet now. You know, moved out from my daughter. Now still working the ends. Still working Plasto. You know, and it's always home. And it always will be home, you know, whenever. And that's probably why I've never left my job. I've been there 10 years in April. And I think my wife always goes, oh, why don't you get a job up here? You know, easier for you and all that. But I think there's a bit of me that always needs to keep going back to home. You know, I don't want to live there anymore. I don't want to live in East London anymore. But that is my home. You know, that will always be my home. Paul, who, you know, now lives in Belfast, you know, whenever he comes over, which is every now and then, you know, he loves coming back to East London. You know, I love the chicken shops. I love, you know, the pubs. Lord Stanley was my pub, you know, for those of you who know that, about the back of Black Lion. Still drinking Black Lion as well. Yeah, you know, I used to drink in the Castle at Greengate, which is now Betfred. Obviously, Greengate Village Wine Bar as well. I used to drink in a bowling on Wednesdays as well. Used to play pool in there when the pool tables were there. St Andrew's Working Man's Club is a place that I used to go a lot as well. Yeah, I miss it. I miss the youth, I think it is. I don't want to live there anymore, though. Hawkwell Hammer says, great show, mate. Thanks, mate. I'm not finished yet, so keep your comments coming in. 80 people watching at 10 o'clock in the morning. Well done, guys, getting up this early. Well done. Those who want Maguire should read the comments about how he thinks he's worth more than 20 million. Serve him. He's a wrong. Yeah, like I say, he's arrogant geezer. I don't particularly like the geezer, but I don't think it'd be bad for us. I really don't. Sorry if I've missed it. What's the latest on Conor Gallagher? Yeah, Conor Gallagher as well, mate. That one's gone quiet. Ball accounts, I think he wants to play him. Poch wants to play him, and I think, you know, he's a Chelsea boy. He'll probably stay there, mate. I lived in Newham until 30, then left. Love coming back. Yeah, same, mate. Benfleet boy. Come on the tire pots. Oh, you're a Benfleet boy, are you? I'm more. I live in Hadley, which is just past Tar Pots. But my daughter does go dancing in the Tar Pots area. My dad actually lives the Tar Pots area. Why didn't we bring? So why didn't we bringing Bridget? So why didn't we get a bridging loan for 1 month so we can get players in before we sell rice, so we avoid tax? Also could have brought players before the Saudi thing started. Yeah, that's a good idea, mate. That is a good idea. Luke, always knew you were from the ends like me. Crap timing as always. Keep your comments coming, guys. Keep the comments coming. I'm going to go a little bit longer. Grew up in Canning Town and went Cumberland next to McDonald's. Oh, so did I. How old are you, mate? I went Cumberland as well, next to McDonald's. I left in 2001. I bet you're younger than me, though. I bet I went 96 to 2001. I went. Always remember your roots, Luke. Thanks for the welcome, chaps. Much appreciated. Yep, always appreciated, mate. New subscribers and new people, always welcome. I think Cumberland's gone. Yeah, Ed's gone now. It's now in the old Woodside area. That Cumberland is Rokeby now. That Cumberland is Rokeby. Thoughts on Wilfred Gianotto? He's far too good for Everton. Yeah, and Everton's a weird team. They're going to struggle. I would have liked him, mate. I would have liked him. I hope we don't get Damari Gray as well. That's a weird one. Early doors, it has moved it from Canning Town now, mate. Yep. And G-Man says he's 39. Oh, I wonder if I know who you are then. I wonder if I know who you are. We can do better than Gianotto. Don't think I recognise a lot of the places if I went back now. No, it's completely different now, mate. Completely different. Diaz looks more suited to us. Yeah, he's not bad. He's not bad, mate. Who do you think will struggle in the Premier League this season? I think it's easy to go. Sorry, bring it a little bit closer. I think it's easy to go with your cliche, Luton. They could be a surprise package. Sheffield United, I don't expect much from them. I think Palace could struggle. Obviously, they're losing Zaha. By all accounts, could lose Alisi as well. I think they could struggle. Bournemouth, again, could struggle. Bad season last year. Everton could struggle, but I don't think they'll go down. I think we could struggle. I personally think West Ham could finish anywhere between 10th and 16th this year. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough old season. I went Trinity, the name before Cumberland. Yep, I've heard that name, mate. 95 to 99. So I'd say a year above me in school. So you were year 8. Yeah, I wonder who you are now. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to know who you are now. So you would have had the teachers like Mr. Bowes, who was my favourite teacher, Mr. Clancy, art teacher. Who was the bloody drama teacher? The Welsh geezer. He was top guy. He was the Welsh drama teacher. PE teacher, Mr. Pierce, Mr. Gleeson, Mr. Crabtree. Missed out on Brozier. Boring, always seeing the same link. Yeah, I would have liked him, mate. I would have liked Brozier. I think, again, he suits the system. He's another one, really strong. Looked good against us, as everyone does. I went to Upton Park in 1957. Never seen anything like it. Wow, you've seen the greats then, mate. Spoiled, man. Just read new striker on the radar. It's Finland striker, Jao Porjanapola. Jao Porjanapola. Let's see if you're bantering me or I can get this up. Let's see. What was it? How do you spell it? Pohjn. Pohjn. See if I can find this guy. There we go. Right. So, yep, you weren't bantering me. He is a real player. Right. Let me just share the screen. Let's just share the screen. Let's have a little look at this guy. So, Jao Porjanapola. There we go. Jao Porjanapola. No photo of him. 28 years old. Will be 29 in a couple of weeks. Let's have a look at him. Averages sort of 6. 3 appearances, 1 goal, 2 goals. He don't play much football, does he? Anything about his strengths and weaknesses? Very good at aerial duels, headers. Sounds like a David Moyes player. Passing, plays the ball off the ground often, likes to do flick-ons, indirect set piece threat, does not dive into tackles. There we go. That is another player link. Thanks for that, Duncan, for giving us another name that's come up. We better stuff you if you like. Yeah, it's gonna be a great atmosphere, that one, mate. That is gonna be a fantastic atmosphere. What happened with Sicario in the end? Well, yeah, we discussed that a little bit earlier, mate. By all accounts, he's going Monaco now, which again has fueled the fire is Fofana coming to West Ham now, because they would have sort of signed Fofana's replacement ready to go, like we should have with Rice. We are looking at a tough season, and if we go down, I will not be surprised. I'll be absolutely devastated. I hope that's not the case, mate. Others a bit for Zakaria now, yep. By all accounts, I'll say Monaco. Ordinal has completed his move to City. Wonder if we can play, if he can play tomorrow. Off topic, I think City win, and I want City to win. I hate Arsenal. I absolutely hate Arsenal, mate. I hope they absolutely flop, and that's not just because of Rice. I didn't like them last year. I'll probably put a jinx bet on them to win the league because I hate them. I absolutely hate Arsenal. We need to go with decent money to tempt the club and the player if we're that serious. We do, mate. We can't keep messing about anymore. If you want to play, go get him now. Zakaria and Brozier get injured on their debut for us. Odds on, yeah. Wouldn't surprise me, mate. It always happens to us. Miss Noblehead Mistress Luke. Yes, with a really prominent bob. Fear for us. Everything behind the scenes that is wrong screams relegation. 29-year-old striker is perfect noise signing. Hope it's not the case. Our medicals are always crap. I watched the Paolo Fucere documentary last night, and he was shocked when we signed him. Where's that? I'd like to watch that, mate. Where'd you watch that documentary? I'd quite like to watch that. Definitely does. First 10 games are crucial. Massive, mate. Massive. Remember Miss Kelly, geography, proper scary, mate. Yeah, I remember her. The thing is, mate, I actually went and worked back for Cumberland. So when I first got into education, I worked at Cumberland when I was 25. Yeah, Miss Kelly was still there. Miss Moore, Mr. Bowes, Mr. Willis, absolute legend, science teacher. Yeah, Miss Kelly, I think she retired a couple of years ago, mate. Sorry to get going off topic. Me and G-Man are having a little pub convo here. Leicester fifth FA Cup, 8th relegated, too big to go down. No, that's right, mate. It's right. If you stand still in the Premier League, it will catch up with you. Sorry, fat fingers, Garvid. I don't know how to pronounce this name. We was joking in the Working Man's Club last night about him, actually. Do you think Guardiola signed him just because his name's got Garvidola? It's like, oh, that's an easy name. It's like my name. If we sack Moyes, I'm worried who we will get. I think it will be Potter, mate. I do. I think he's out of a job. He's worked with a technical director before, and I think it would just make sense. I think it would work. Remember, today's game kicks off at 12:30. Can watch on the West Ham YouTube channel. Okay, yeah, and that's like I say. That's why I've gone early today, because it would either be do it early or after the game. And I thought, you know what, let's do it before the game because all the big boys come out about sort of 11 or 12 o'clock to do their previews. And I thought, let's get in before then, when you people are still wanting some West Ham news. Didn't want Zakaria personally. Fofana looked better. The best, but Alvarez will do. We will know, mate. We will know in a couple of weeks. Do you have a FF League on the go? No, I don't actually. Maybe that would be a good idea to do, actually, like a Free Hammers one. Yeah, that's a good shout, mate. That's a good shout. Good timing again with Fofana after he scores in a high-profile match versus a Prem team. How is it other Prem teams get transfers done, bish bash bosh, but we think the season is months away? I think it's because they're so desperate to get good deals, and Sullivan's, dodgy Del Boy character, and wants the sort of tries to get the cheap deals and stuff. Where other Premier League teams, I can imagine like Villa, who've done fantastic business, have had these targets lined up and they've gone bomb, bomb, bomb and got them. West Ham don't do that, sadly. Potter would have the bit between his teeth and would be a real coup. Yeah, that's a good point as well. Players, managers, players, whoever have got a point to prove, they need to come back. Like Eddie Howe done at Newcastle, he came back and he wanted it, Potter is a great coach, but not sure about him as a manager. Could work well with Steven though. Iron, a lot of reasons is elite players want the Champions League club. I'm telling you, next season, Paqueta will be off because of that. So we are waiting. Just found your channel, mate. Purely looking for Hammers news and Hammers chat weren't about yet. Thought I'd like to subscribe. Thank you, Johnny, mate. Again, like I say, if you're new around here, you're all welcome. I do these shows quite a lot. These shows are called the subscriber interactive chat shows, where it's just me talking to you. You give opinions. You have little chats in the chat. I talk about what you talk about, and hopefully, we all sort of come to a conclusion about the news and get everything covered. I try to do them once a week, and then like during the week, I'll be back, especially this week. Obviously, big previews coming up for the Bournemouth game, reviews. Me and my best mate do a podcast as well once a week. Thanks for coming, mate. And Johnny, mate, like I say, if you come from a big West Ham community, please let your friends know about this channel as well. I think the thing is with this channel, sometimes the reason it doesn't get found is because it's called The Three Hammers and not, it's not West Ham Fan TV, Hammers Chat. Even like young Jake, his channel's called West Ham Unofficial. I think when people go on YouTube, they don't type in Hammers or the Hammers. And sometimes that's what makes us sometimes hard to find. That's why I did rename the channel a few months back. This channel is now called the West Ham fan channel, The Three Hammers, just so it does come up, hopefully, when you type it in. But yeah, please get us out there, guys. Please get us out there. You know what this screams of? We tried, but we couldn't get them over the line. Remember that one? Yeah, mate. We all remember them days. Not saying they're over. We would need to win the Europa League to keep Pac-Man. I agree, mate. I agree. Same with Bowen as well, mate. I think Bowen could be one of them ones as well. Far too public with our transfer dealings. Get it done behind the scenes unless it's all smoke and mirrors. Things seem to be changing right now. Critical 2 weeks. Yeah, it is, mate. We get a signing in next week. We'll be all right. Hi, Luke. I enjoy your shows. Up the hammers. Thanks, Lee, mate. Appreciate that. We've got a massive chance with the Europa League. I reckon we will be stronger this season when all is said and done. Surprised we got our money back on heels have eyes. In reality, Paqueta is too good for us. I can't see him lasting long at all. No, I can't, mate. I keep saying it. I can see him going and playing with his mate Bruno Guimaraes at Newcastle, and I think he would do a good job at most teams, mate. He's class. He's absolute class, and he want to play an attacking breed of football. The only way I see him staying beyond next season is, like you say, if we did win the Europa League, which you can't see, or a good attack-minded manager comes in and goes, look, you're going to be the absolute main man in my team, and we're taking over, and good players are brought in to show him what the ambition is, like what Newcastle done. But it just seems such a long way away at the minute. That dream and that idea seems such a long way away. I'm going to go for 5 more minutes, guys, because that will be the hour. So if you've got your last little bit, even if it's ask anything, let's do that. Let's have a little bit of fun. Ask me anything. There we go. Let's have a little bit of a scroller. Yeah, ask me anything, guys. Anything comedy-wise, favourite films, whatever you want. Let's have a bit of a laugh. Last 5 minutes, let's have a bit of a laugh. Let's have a bit of a laugh. Just done that one, haven't I? Seems to me like Stevie Wonder and David Blanca are scouting for us at the moment. 85 people in here, hit that like button, guys. Maybe we can make Paqueta captain, and this time it will work. Unlike Rice, yeah, that's good idea. Like you, I moved from the East End many years ago. but I will always be a real bow boy and proud of it. Yeah, listen, you can't take the East End out of us, mate. You know, I still love me pie mash. You know what I mean? I've not gone off pie mash or anything. I've been out the East End about 7-8 years, but I still love me pie mash and everything. Hi Luke, when you give your updates when you're walking, where are you walking to? I'm usually walking to work, mate. So what it is, I obviously get the C2C from Benfleet, and then if you know when the weather's quite nice and it's not too cold or it's not raining or anything, I get off at West Ham and then I walk to the Plaster area, sort of where I work. So yeah, I'm either I walk through, I think it's called Memorial Park, or sometimes I walk through the Greenway. But yeah, that's where I'm walking to. I'm walking to Plaster. Helps me keep my weight down as well. Great show, Luke. Keep it going, honest and real as always. Thanks, mate. I really appreciate that. Glad I came in for the last 30 minutes. Thought the game was at 5 p.m. No, 12:30, mate. 12:30. Apparently, Bowen isn't happy with the behind the scenes and won't sign a new contract along with Souček, who I would have been. Yeah, I don't care about Souček going, but Bowen, I'll be absolutely gutted, mate. I'll be absolutely gutted. What was your most embarrassing moment? Oh, I've got a good one, actually. I've got a good one. When I think I was 15, me and my pals had just gone to see a film at Barking Cinema. And back then we used to just walk back to Canning Town. Rather than get a bus, we used to just take a walk back. And we went in a park there. And me being a bit of big bollocks, thinking I was anyway, I got into a baby swing. And so I started swinging on it, you know, trying to show up in front of birds and all that. And I got stuck. I got stuck in a baby swing at 15. And all my mates were going, oh, mate, we're going to have to ring the fire brigade and all that. Like, you can't get out. And I could not get out of this swing. I was stuck. My legs, my knees, everything was stuck. They was trying to get me trousers off to see if I could get out, and I couldn't. So by then, my mate had run to the phone booth to ring the police, ring the fire brigade up, and they was getting in my head. They was like, oh, if they cut the swing, you or your parents are going to have to pay for it to be fixed because they're going to have to cut you out. And then by the time they got there, I was so like scared, going, oh no, I don't want to pay for it, that I'd managed to twist my legs inwards. And I got out the swing with my pants were on, thankfully, but my trousers, 15 years old. That was a horrifying moment, mate. Horrifying. There's a decent pie mash shop in Northfield, 2 and 2, and lovely bit of liquor. I usually go 3 and 2, mate. I'm quite greedy. I love the pies. There's a good pie mash shop at Tar Pots, actually, at Benfleet, but you can't beat the old Robins, which obviously is not at East Ham anymore, but there's one at Basildon and one at Southend. I ate there the other day, actually. Robins pie mash in Benfleet, Basildon. Used to work a lot in Benfleet area, with the Benfleet forwarding being a client. Ah, there we go. What was youth? Nice channel, mate. Just subscribe. Get the West Ham in the family to do it late. Yeah, please, mate. Please do, mate. It'd be nice if we can hit. I think we're close to 5k. Actually, it'd be nice if we can hit that this season, 5-6k. You walk through the memorials where West Ham once played back in the day. There you go. There you go. Tears. Welcome to Iron Clemery. People laughing at my story. Yeah, I don't tell that one much, but yeah, that's definitely one of my most embarrassing stories, getting stuck in a swing. Thankfully, Paul wasn't there that day, but the elusive third hammer, who's not part of the channel anymore because I don't talk to him, yeah, he was there. He was the one who rang the fire brigade. What's this? There's a Robins in Snaresbrook, but the locals didn't like the pies, so they didn't steam the salmon and the mash. Benfleet Conservative Club, not bad for a bit. Yeah, I've been in there. I actually drink in it's a bit of an old man's pub, but I actually drink in Hadley Conservative Club, which is a bit of an old man's club, but they play pool in there. The beer's cheap. They've got snooker tables in there, so that's what I like. That's I like playing with snooker and that. The pie mash shop in Christian. Yes, I get it delivered to my work, and I found out about that a few weeks ago. Last few weeks of work, me and my mate was on Just Eat, and we was like, oh, fancy a bit of pie mash? And then it was like, oh, the Chris Street one. The Chris Street one, my dad used to work Tower Hamlets, so he used to bring it home, you know, like most Fridays. So the fact that I could have that again, beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. Love it. Love pie mash, especially that one, that like, proper nostalgic. Funniest Upton Park day. Going to be there, going home. Going to be there, going. Funniest day at Upton Park. I don't know. I can't say funniest memories. I've like a few memories, good memories, like meeting. You know, there's famous vlog video that we've got on our channel, Arsenal 3, West Ham 3, and Noel Edmonds is behind us in the executive box. But yeah, I don't know funny ones. I can't think of funny ones top of my head, mate. I'll have a little think about that. George's in Hermit Road, best pie mash yet. That's a good pie mash shop as well. I used to like the one at Green Gate that's now, I think it's a mobile phone shop or a sweet shop. Obviously closed down when West Ham moved, but that was a really good pie mash shop. Duncan's as well, that used to be on Green Street. Beautiful pie mash shop, but again closed down. Have a great weekend. Hammers. Pipe and Slippers Club definitely is, mate. Definitely is. I don't like saying this, but I would describe the club as Death's waiting room. I'm the youngest geezer in there at 38 years old. Everyone else is probably about 75 years old. But yeah, they're still nice geezers, and that, you know, they have a chat, funny stories. Used to be Cooksey's in Broadway Market, Hackney. That was good, yeah. Kelly's at Bethnal Green, beautiful pie mash shop as well. Funniest thing I saw at Upton Park was Dave Kelly clean for on goal and falling over. Yeah, that's an hour, guys. So I think that'll do. I'm quite hungry now as well. I ain't had no breakfast. I might go and walk down to McDonald's in a minute. Let's see what we got here. Worst at Upton Park. Can't remember the year we played Sheffield United. It was goalless, draw, absolutely peed down, and was boring game ever. Had more fun going home games. Yeah. My most horrible day at Upton Park is probably there's a couple actually. Aston Villa Carling Cup game when Manny and Mawimi come on, and the replay of that game when Di Canio missed a penalty. Still remember his face, you know, when he missed that penalty against David James. Horrible moment. Losing to Tottenham, Gareth Bale, the long range one, that was horrible. The 4-3 Tottenham game where we all thought it's over, the Great Escape day, turned from a brilliant moment of Tevez and Noble scoring to, you know, just horrible, thinking it was all over. That was not nice. And then I've seen horrible games like losing to Wolves when Tompkins made some horrific errors. But yeah, there's been some terrible ones, terrible ones. What's it saying here? Pipe and Slippers, but no aggro. Yeah, pipe and Slippers, no aggro. Kelly's Robbins, lovely pie mash. The Walton Abbey one's good as well. I really enjoyed the show, mate. Thanks, mate. Like I say, get your mates in, let them know about the show. I don't know Tony. If you try and join with a nose ring and pink hair, I think you get a lot of aggro. Quality show, mate. Have a good one. Thanks, Power Play. Thanks for joining me live today, guys. Brooks pie mash in Dagenham is a good one for me. Can't say I've been there. Yeah. That's it today, guys. Thank you for all your comments. Like I said, I do try to read out every single one during these live shows to give you time, and, you know, appreciate that you've, you know, made that effort of typing a comment for the channel. Yeah, big love to all of you. Enjoy the game today. Kicks off in 2 hours time. And there we go. To answer that one, yes, I will be watching the match in about 2 hours time, mate. Yeah, keep hitting the like button, keep hitting the subscribe button. If we do sign someone, I'll do a video straight away. But yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Come on, you Irons. Hopefully, things will get better the next week.